Linda Heldman here for Canadian Beats. I'm here with the lovely Dianne Winmill, who was the 2017 MusiCounts Teacher of the Year recipient this year, presented
by Jim
Cuddy
and Colin Cripps.
Yes.
And Basil. And I could never remember Basil's last name, and I always feel so terrible about that. But he's so sweet.
He is.
Yeah, soft-spoken.
They all are. It's fantastic.
They were just such great guys.
Yes.
So caring and considerate and cared about the kids.
Yes.
You know, when we met them.
Can you believe that was like 4 months ago?
Time flies. I just can't believe it. So much has happened. And, you know, amongst just like, you know, going on with my normal job, you know, being a mom, being a wife, music teacher, and then all the other cool stuff that happened.
Yeah. I have just spent the day with Diane, with her students, a matinee concert and an evening concert that were both fantastic.
Thanks.
That just showcases the good work that you do.
Well, thank you, Linda.
Like, just, they're at different stages. You showcased a lot of the kids that will be doing the Royal Conservatory testing. And that's, now, most music teachers do not do that, do they?
No, and I think it's something that I'm hoping will soon catch on. The changing face of instrumental music in rural communities, I think, will lend itself to the program that I do, whereby instead of running an extracurricular band, which has been the way forever, when you have declining enrollment in schools, you know, all the same kids are doing everything. All the same kids work, all the same kids do sports, all the same kids do student council, and all the same kids take music or be in the band. But when you've got 460 kids in your school, it's hard to staff a band. And I thought, you know what, why not just let them do private lessons with me and do exams and just improve their skills that way. So anyway, it caught on, and that's what I do now. And it's a really cool program, and I create all these, well, help to create with their hard work and support from their families. We create a whole bunch of pockets of excellence in our band classes, and that all the other kids can kind of latch onto and go, oh, that's how that rhythm goes. Oh, that's how in tune that note needs to be. And then they all aspire to just greatness. They aspire to always get better, and that's what everybody needs to do in every part of their life, I think, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you were even rocking out a couple of numbers there.
One
was rocking out,
yeah,
and the other was very, very moving. You had me in tears this afternoon.
Yay.
With it. Diane did. You took your own scary leap of faith.
Yeah.
By playing guitar, which that's a new instrument for you.
Yeah, anybody who knows me who sees this will know that I am not a guitarist. And give me anything with wind and I can make it work. Give me keyboards, I can make them work. Strings and I have a love-hate relationship and I really want to overcome that. And, you know, I always tell my students to, you know, overcome fear, take a risk, do something that feels outside their comfort zone. So I'd better do it as well. And so it was great because I played it on Friday and it was so bad. I had the music in front of me and I was stumbling through it and the kids were all laughing, giggling with me, behind me. And I said, but you wait. After the weekend, I'm going to practice extra hard and I'm not going to have my music and I'm actually going to play the chords and it's not going to be too bad and it won't be perfect. Because this is a big learning curve for me. This is really steep. So yeah, so I played guitar and sang.
You did.
And I can put that check mark now, and I think I'm just going to keep doing it because, gosh, am I allowed to mention the name of the song?
Absolutely.
Okay, so Amanda Marshall's I Believe, and the sentiment of the song is absolutely perfect for all the cool things that have happened this semester and how I try to inspire my students to always just believe in themselves. Teenage years suck.
Oh, they're rough.
Right?
They are so rough.
Really bad. And everybody just needs somebody to believe that they are going to be okay. And then if somebody else believes in them, then they will feel the same. Yeah.
And the slideshow in the background was great because it's sort of everything that's gone on with you this year.
Yeah.
Highlights from, being presented the award to being off at all the JUNO festivities, which was we were supposed to at least have a coffee or something at some point, and we couldn't even get together. You were so busy.
I was so busy.
And we were in opposite directions.
Yeah. You were at an event, and I was at a different event, and then I'd be at a different event than you were. Yeah, we just couldn't meet up.
It was a brief red carpet, like, hi, Diane! Hi! Okay, yeah, all right, we'll catch you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, because afterwards, I know that week we were messaging back and forth. It was great. And you were telling me you were so excited back then, too.
Oh,
it was great.
I still am. You know, it was all so surreal. I just couldn't believe it. And what I said to somebody here, I just said I felt like Cinderella at the ball. You know, you arrive, and people are wanting to do your hair and makeup and your nails. Wow, cool. And you go to these fancy things, and you see all these famous people, and you're in that world, and you do that for 3 days, and then Monday morning hits.
Back to reality.
It's like, back to life, back to reality. But, you know, and wake up Monday morning, and I was I gotta say, and I'll admit it, I was a little bummed out. Oh, that was so great, but now it's over. And then I had to turn on a dime and go, no, wait. Opportunities.
Yes.
Now what?
Yes.
It's the now what part that's exciting.
It's like a wedding. You gear up for the wedding day, and when it's all done, it's like, oh, okay, now what?
I know.
But you have to keep it exciting and alive and all that stuff, which is great. And you do that. You do that with your music classes every day.
Thanks.
I did some interviews with the kids earlier today, and they had such sweet things to say about you. A lot of the comments are very similar. In their head, they know Mrs. Winmill is our teacher, but in their hearts, you're not. You're a friend. You're one of them who just happens to tell them what to do and help them along.
Yeah, oh, that's so cute. I can't wait to see some of those. They're a great bunch.
So what has happened post JUNOs?
So post JUNOs, should we go back to post Jim Cuddy gives me this beautiful, awesome.
We had to highlight this because it is beautiful.
And they're really
heavy as all get out.
Heavy. Really, they're heavy.
It's got to be, what, about 10 pounds or so?
Yeah.
It is heavy. It's very heavy.
So anyway, we met each other for the first time at the presentation at Blue Rodeo Studio, and my students who were doing exams, they got to record in the studio, and I got to play the beautiful grand piano in the Blue Rodeo Studio. That piano, we have been talking about it here in town ever since.
The sound, the quality.
Oh,
just
the feel.
Beautiful.
Everything. Gorgeous piano. So that was really a highlight as well. So then after that, I mean, gosh, I did tons of interviews, my alma maters. I did some interviews there. I did interviews for newspapers. Do you have any TV? No, except for the TV interviews that happened at the press conference,
yes.
Which was like, that was just surreal in itself. I had no idea there'd be so many lights and cameras there, and it was, country bumpkin, like, woo!
And that was so cool because you had no clue that was happening that day.
No, I mean, they had said, oh, there'll have to be a camera, so just, make sure you're ready there might be some video. And like a press conference, like 6 networks. Whoa, and e-talk. And so then actually, for probably 3 weeks afterward, I was keeping up with Facebook comments, with email, with messages of people sending congratulations. And that was just amazing. Or somebody would come upon a new feed and they go, oh my gosh, you were on e-talk today. I saw you on e-talk. I said, I was on e-talk? Really? You're kidding. Like, music teacher from Bancroft. I was on E-Talk. That's very weird. Very odd. But yeah, so probably for a month I was really, really overwhelmed by all of the correspondence from people, from well-wishers, and it was just lovely. So I did that, and of course, just did my job. Yeah, and then I guess as far as that goes, coming into April, then we went to the JUNOs, and that was 3 days of awesome. 3 days of awesome, and meeting Bob Ezrin and chatting with him, and so many other amazing folks that I met. I met Bob Lee St. Marie. I met Will Strout of CBC Kids.
You got this close to Shawn Mendes.
Yeah, about 12 feet from Shawn Mendes, and I did get a picture with, oh gosh, I'm going to say his name wrong, lead singer of Mariana's Trench. I feel terrible. Josh. Yeah.
It's a cute picture too. He's making a face. That's cute.
Anyway, yeah, so that was pretty cool. And it was, and William Prince.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I met him.
Amazing.
What an amazing guy. And then I saw another feed. He was doing something else somewhere else, and I said, "Oh, William Prince, what a great guy!" And I posted the picture that he and I took in the Jackson Triggs room after the red carpet, and he actually commented and said, "Yeah, he liked it." So that was pretty neat. So just meeting all those folks at the JUNOs, and then afterward, just reveling in it and sharing those experiences with everybody, and coming back to school with all my pictures, and I just put it on the Apple TV, and we, in each of the classes, I just like told stories for a couple days, just stories from the JUNOs, and it was really fun, and it was so nice that I could share with the kids and inspire them. Oh, and
one of your students was there.
Yeah. So one of my students got to be a seat filler because the person handling seat fillers at the JUNOs was a former student.
Oh, wow. Didn't that work out well?
Yeah, so the woman handling the seat fillers, she was in Greece. The first musical I ever did here. She was in Greece and works a lot in promotions and with concerts and big events and stuff like that. So she had been hired to do that for the JUNOs. So
wow, that's
great.
Yeah.
And then another former student who was at the University of Ottawa, I just called her up 2 days before and said, they need more seat fillers. Do you want to go to the JUNOs? Yes! So she called a friend of hers, and they went as some seat fillers, and then my niece and her friend. And my niece is the singer and songwriter and ukulele player and stuff. So she and her friend also went. So
great.
So yeah, it was pretty great.
Yeah.
But neat experiences. Another really cool thing is that my brother-in-law was also at the JUNOs, and I don't think I told you that.
No.
So he produced and played banjo on Jenny Whiteley's Traditional Roots Album of the Year nomination.
Oh!
Yes. So his name is Sam Allison. Anyway, so he was also there, and he was also at the gala. So we got to see each other there, and we went to the Olé event in Gatineau on Friday night, and he was there, and got my picture taken with Gord Bamford that night.
Oh, Gord's a sweetheart.
He was pretty nice too. So anyway, so just so many things.
And a huge MusiCounts promoter.
Very much so, and he sponsored 2 years ago, I think.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, something like that.
Right.
And we talked about that. I introduced myself, and I said, "Hey, I'm the MusiCounts Teacher of the Year this year. Can we get a picture taken together? I know you sponsored it." "Yeah, sure." And he had just come off stage, and Anyway, so it was pretty great. So so my brother-in-law was there too. So that was really special as well. Yeah, I'm sorry I forgot to tell you that part.
No,
yeah,
no problem.
Yeah.
So you received some money to help buy some new instruments and things that you need for your class. We got to see some of those today.
Okay.
There was this really cool, brand new, shiny pair of cymbals. You start out with "O Canada," and it was like,
Yeah, they add so much, right?
They do. It sounds great.
And the young lad who's playing them, he's just so committed. He's so dedicated to the music program. Like, it was really nice that he felt so special too with that brand new shiny pair of cymbals.
And there were some other instruments that were new as well.
Yes, we've got a couple new alto saxes. We've had a real crop of great alto sax players. Well, I think we have three alto saxes performing solos in the concert tonight. So we've got a lot of them right now. And we also bought a couple of percussion kits so that my percussionists can actually practice at home instead of that usual excuse for percussionists. Well, I don't have a drum set, and I don't have mallets, I don't have a xylophone, so I can't practice. Well, yeah. So these rolly suitcases. I didn't show you these, but they got snare drum. They've got like bells so that they can practice their mallet percussion, and oh yeah, it's great. So we got a couple sets of those so that they can practice at home, and a couple of new to us euphoniums. Euphoniums. Okay. I don't know. I've been trying to figure out what it is, but
it looks like a smaller tuba.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Some people
sort of looks like a smaller tuba.
Yeah, totally. So we got a couple used one of those because it stretched our dollar more, and now I'm just kind of holding back for the rest because next year's music class has exploded. For lots of reasons, I think the word probably definitely didn't hurt. In encouraging parents to encourage their children to take music in high school. So I'm teaching 6 completely jam-packed classes of music next year.
That's a full day for you.
It's 3 one semester and then 3 the next semester.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm going to need more instruments because I really pride myself in saying to a kid when they come in, this is your instrument for the semester. You don't have to share it. Because the minute you share, there's always an excuse why you can't practice. Oh, so-and-so had it. And then just, yeah. So anyway.
So they have it for the year and then that's that.
Yeah, they have that instrument. It's assigned to them, and it's also really easy for record keeping and tracking and stuff like that too. So anyway, yeah. So I'm probably going to be buying, probably a couple flutes, a couple clarinets, maybe a couple new trumpets over the summer, but
just depending on what the kids are going to want to play. And you don't necessarily say, you're going to play this, you're going to play this. You kind of feel them out and say, what would you like to play?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's interesting. You kind of just, oh, right. The kids probably told you that in some of the interviews. But yeah, I just want them to be happy. And usually by them being happy, we end up with awesome instrumentation. It just kind of magically happens. Everybody doesn't want to play clarinet. Everybody wants to play different things. And I also never pigeonhole them. Well, your sister was a good flute player, so you're a flute player. That's so silly, right? Or you played that last year, so you need to play it this year. Well, you mean when you get to grade 11 and 12, you probably need to be playing something you've played before because the expectation is that your skills level has gone like this. But when you're in grade 9 and 10, you can still experiment. So like the one flute and trumpet player that you
said is a weird combination. You just wouldn't put those two together.
No, she's such a good flute player. She didn't want to be bored in her grade 10 music class. So she said, "Can I play trumpet?" Like, of course you can play trumpet. Are you going to still play flute? Oh yeah, I'm going to do my grade 3 flute exam. But I want to learn to play trumpet too. Great. Right? You never want to curb their enthusiasm because the minute you do that, you've lost them. Music's an optional subject.
That's true.
The minute you lose them, you've lost them. And you may lose every sibling and every friend of that child as well, right?
Yes, and you don't want to do that.
No, because then your program's done.
Yes.
Right?
And we're trying to keep music in schools.
Yeah.
That's what MusiCounts is all about.
Right. Yeah, keeping music in schools. Yeah, exactly. So I let them watch a video that demonstrates all the instruments, and then at the end I say, okay, pick your top 3 choices, and don't worry if it doesn't work out. I said, give it a good 2-week try, a really good try, because I do have good instincts about what people should play. And if after 2 weeks, absolutely no hard feelings, come to me and say, I'd rather play this, Miss Winmill, is there one available? Usually there is, and we just keep everybody happy. And when they're happy, they can learn anything.
And you actually have, I've always been fascinated with the oboe. Okay? Seriously have been. Because it's one of the hardest instruments to play. And you actually have Andrew playing oboe.
He's, close. It is a double reed.
Oh, it's not an oboe?
The oboe is the little one that looks like clarinet. The black one.
I thought the big one was the oboe.
That's the bassoon. But
My apologies.
No.
But it is a double reed instrument.
It's a double reed, and it's really hard to play.
It's ridiculously hard to play.
And it's hard to get kids to want to play it because it's very challenging.
Yes.
And they really have to persevere. Oboe, bassoon, both. French horn, right alongside of them. And Andrew is a natural. His sound is great. And I have a former student who went to university, is now a music teacher. She's a pianist and a bassoonist. She plays piano and bassoon, and she's moved back to Bancroft, and
that's
she's
wonderful.
my right hand girl in my summer theater camp that I do. She does the music direction for it.
That's great.
Yeah, but she's a
Great.
bassoonist as well. We've had quite a few bassoonists, actually, for such a small school. We've had quite a few bassoonists over the years. So
Wow, that's good.
and
That's
it's
good.
such a cool sound, right?
Yeah. Well, we should wrap up, but I just want to thank you so much for a wonderful day.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
We got to catch up, which is great. So we'll have to plan our next date somewhere down the road.
Yay! Yay!
I kind of got an invitation to come back in August for your play, the camp.
Oh, really?
Yes. Your
Cool.
Uncle Mike.
Aw, Uncle Mike, that's so great.
I was sitting next to him tonight, and he says, for summer camp, you have your programs, and at the end of the week,
Yeah, we do a
you
show.
do the show.
Yeah.
And so I might be able to make that work out. I'll have to see.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, you can come and swim and all the rest. Oh, Uncle Mike told you to come. He's so sweet. Yeah, so no, we do this 1 week theater camp, and it's for 8 to 13-year-olds. So it's kind of another way for me to make contact with the next generation of music students. Plus, there isn't a whole lot of musical theater or theater stuff for kids of that age in our town. So I thought, hey, why not?
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yay. It's fun. It's fun.
Awesome.
So that's what's next.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much, Dianne Winmill. Music Counts. Music Teacher of the Year.
Linda Heldman. Canadian Beats.
I've really enjoyed today.
Me too.
Thanks
It's fun.
so much, Diane. Thanks, everybody.
Even you.